To memos. They want to shut the spigot on stupid bigots. Yet the Asian American Journalists Association has released a guide to avoiding sin when talking about Jeremy Lin. Writing in a media advisory, quote, AAJA has noticed factual inaccuracies about Nick's star Jeremy Lin's background, as well as an alarming number of references that rely on stereotypes about Asians or Asian Americans. The group lists danger zones, starting with the slur that got an ESPN headline writer canned. But other stuff to keep clear of? Food. Is there a compelling reason to draw a connection between Lin and fortune cookies, takeout boxes, or similar imagery? In the majority of news coverage, the answer will be no. Martial arts. You're writing about a basketball player. Don't conflate his skills with judo, karate, taekwondo, etc. Do not refer to Lin as grasshopper. I like using the word conflate now. That's everywhere. And finally, which, by the way, I don't even know if anybody's actually done this, and this is where I think they're giving people bad ideas. It's like, somebody's going to do this now. Me love you, Lin time. Avoid. This is a lazy pun on the athlete's name and alludes to the broken English of a Hollywood caricature from the 1980s. Obviously, that's ridiculous. But they came up with it, this association.
Somebody else must have done it.
Yeah, maybe. Andy will Google it. Anyway, you know who's blissfully unaware of racial insensitivity in the world? Puppy who dreams about running. Oh. That is amazing. And my collar's off. I think the stuff they're talking about to me makes a lot of sense. And it makes a lot of sense when you think about what just happened with Ben & Jerry's. At Ben & Jerry's, we just found out before the show went on, it came up with that taste the Lin Sanity. And apparently in the original concoction of this vanilla and lychee honey, I don't even, lychee? Lychee? Lychee. Lychee honey flavor, they actually put in bits of fortune cookie. And then they realized the mistake and replaced it with a waffle cone. So even Ben & Jerry's, which is like, you know, the most politically correct company on the planet, makes these mistakes. Are these racial mistakes? Or are they just like, they pick fortune cookies because that's a Chinese food? Or part of what you get with Chinese food?
Well, first of all, they're not Chinese food. They were actually invented in America.
Really?
And they're made like right across the way here in Brooklyn and in Queens, right by the big cemetery there. You can smell them by the City View Hotel there. You'll see, next time you get a fortune cookie, they're coming from Queens. They're not Chinese, they're American. So anything that's a testimony, a tribute.
I want to know why you had to use the City View Motel. Like, did you stay there? It's like, you can smell it from
It's a landmark.
That's the only reason you went there, was to smell the aroma.
It's the only thing that pops out there. I've been there for, you know, let's move on.
So much like Lin, this is a Chinese thing that was made in America.
Exactly. Exactly. Bill?
One more time.
Kurt, what do you make of the advisory? Is it valid, or does it make them look the advisory board look humorless? I think that what they're talking about is dumb jokes.
Well, they are. I mean, it's always nice to be leaned on by special interest groups, but I think they have a point here.
Yeah.
This whole idea of hyphenating everybody in America. If your grandfather was born in Ireland, that doesn't make you Irish.
Yeah.
You know, this guy, Jeremy Lin, was born in California. He grew up there. He's an American.
Right.
You know, I don't get it.
That's actually, you know what? That's a great point. And the organization has a point. It's like, he's an American guy, and these are like silly jokes. But PAB, when I was a kid, we used to buy joke books. And but they were, I think they were like, there was a Polish joke book, an Italian. Remember, you buy them. I'd go to Macy's.
Dirty
they had
joke books.
Yeah, they were dirty, like they were dirty jokes, and they would have like on the. You could not do this now. They would have a caricature on the cover of an Italian or an Irish or Polish. Is it good that we're moving away from this sort of thing?
It is.
I know you're a racist and all, but I'm hoping you'll know how to answer this.
I mean, but the thing is, the question is that was the motivation with these journalists really racial, or was it more just sloppy? I mean, you know, this association is asking these sports writers to avoid lazy, trite, sloppy, stupid jokes. And I mean, that's their bread and butter. You know, so basically they're asking these journalists to discriminate against Lin by treating him differently from the way they treat all the other athletes, by just using whatever silly analogies they can come up with.
Well, here's the thing, Bill, when you were hired, I read the entire handbook for dealing with sequential hermaphrodites, but didn't help at all, did it?
It's a pamphlet. It's not really a
1,700 pages.
There's only 12 of us. We don't need an entire book.
And the fact is, I read it after I hired you.
Yeah. Well, I put it on your desk. I was like, get to know me. I think that the Asian Defamation Society, or whatever this is got to be really powerful. You've got the Italian American Society having to deal with 8 years of The Sopranos and doing nothing.
But see, it's true though. It's like The Sopranos was such a great show that you didn't take it seriously, the attacks, because it was so well written. Whereas when jokes are so stupid and obviously boneheaded, it's like, yeah, stop that.
Sports writers.
Yeah.
Come on, it's sports writers.
Well, it's also just people thinking they're funny, and they're not. You know?
Sports writers.
The story of Red Eye.
Yeah. That was the original title.
Yes, exactly. All right now.